Hello, Uta here with a very quirky bouquet of sweet peas and mystic spirit dahlias, which we're going to keep in the frame like that. I think the mystic spirit are growing too fast and too tall, and their flowers are getting sort of floppy. But as you've seen from some of the short videos, um, I have a lot of bees coming to them. And just today I saw two Eastern Tiger Swallowtail butterflies. So, I'm very happy with the way the gardening is going, and it is so very healing for me. And I'm working actually to do a set of my wellness exercises from the wellness playlist. Uh, and I'm doing them 3 times a day together with added little pressure point things, as in demonstrated by Dr. Alan Mandel at Motivational Doc YouTube channel. And I think it's really helping. And there's this like tapping on the head. And as you know, I had a surgery up there, so I have a scar, and tapping on your chest and things. And I always knew that that was something useful to do to kind of wake up your body, and many early childhood teachers do something involving that, but it does actually help to calm down the vagus nerve, and I really want women, like I called her Leaf in the part one, but she's asked to be Anya in for part two, where we have a lot more details about this basically pretty horrific experience. This might be bothering you, so I'm going to take off this tendril, this sweet pea tendril. You'd be surprised how strong they are. They really cling. Yes, there, that's better. Um, yes, so Anya is taking this name because she's the Irish goddess associated with a legend where, when she was assaulted by the King of Munster, she bites his ear off in revenge, and that renders him unfit to rule because he is no longer unblemished. Wow, uh, that's quite a myth, quite a tale. And yes, so what I do recommend though is a daily routine of some kind of meditative activity and daily walks outside. And you will find that even if you are watching these videos of mine with trans widow testimonies, you will find that you have a plan for when you've gotten this information, and you can just file it under Uta's survey results. 20 questions to ask a trans widow is the name of the survey. And then you can just realize that you, as a viewer, as a subscriber, are participating in keeping data on something that is damaging to the children and the wives, and it erases our motherhood. And we are making progress, even if it's going to be much later. There are a few things going on that, you can look up on my blog, utahagengrasswidow.wordpress.com. That's always in the description. And find out about these various things, such as the American Academy of Pediatricians or Pediatrics are going to actually do a review of the studies that supposedly support child so-called transition. And they're going to find that it's very, very weak data. In fact, the Dutch protocols, so-called, are from a smaller data set in the end. Only 33 participants answered the exit survey. And it's a smaller data set than the trans widows, which this is Anya, was Leave when I assigned her a name, but I'm going to honor her request and call her Anya. And her story is adding to the information that we have about how much violence have we endured. And I did not. Um, Still think about Nettie's habit of throwing things in anger, but I'm not going to count that as physical assault. If it happened, if he threw things towards me, then I would. But he would throw things in the other direction in anger. I was afraid of his anger, of course. But all of us are being very honest. The fact that a little over one-third of us, 18 of us, have reported sexual assaults means that two-thirds of us are honestly saying we weren't. So, on to the trans widow survey. Was his cross-dressing a revelation or your discovery? I'm counting this as a discovery. She describes it like this. I'd say it was a revelation, but in reflection, there were so many signs and red flags. He started off wanting to bend gender stereotypes by wearing fishnets and painting his nails, but it felt that somehow overnight it had turned into stealing my clothing. And this gets about as extreme as it can. 2, did he tell you it's under control and not frequent? And then it escalated. Yes. He told me it was just he was bisexual and didn't want to fully present masculine, so he enjoyed wearing things like excessive jewelry, painted nails, fishnets. Okay. Fishnets under ripped jeans, etc. Then suddenly it was a sexual interest at night. I'd go to bed hours before him and he would stay up all night masturbating to extreme porn whilst wearing my underwear and other clothing. It escalated to the point that I discovered a bundle of semen-covered clothes in his bedroom. I hope she kept that and bagged it up to be tested. We slept separately because he was supposedly a fussy sleeper, but now it probably has to do with staying up all night watching pornography. Amongst this bundle was used sex toys and my maternity nightie, my lingerie, and much to my disturbance, our newborn daughter's onesie. That is a one-piece little outfit that you put on the child over their head, and it snaps at the bottom. It's, they have it so that it opens from the bottom so that you can change diapers. Okay. Did he select a therapist? Did that therapist claim that you're now lesbians? I initiated search for therapy with him saying we needed a man because a woman would have bias towards me. Gosh. These guys claim to be breaking the glass ceilings and bursting boundaries, but actually they are very, very into sex stereotypes. We never ended up going to couples therapy, and the selected therapist ultimately became my personal one, and I see him to this day. No one's ever said that she was a lesbian. Another honest answer. She doesn't know anything about any secret accounts or, excessive spending that she wasn't aware of. Did he wear your clothing or makeup? Yes. He asked me to do his makeup one time. I did it for fun as I enjoy makeup as a hobby. He was very disappointed with what he saw in the mirror, funnily enough. She says, I don't doubt my skills, but there's no turning a man face into a woman's. The first time he wore my clothes was when he asked if he could wear my fishnet tights under his ripped jeans, so they showed through the rips. I had seen some fashionable men do this, so I had no issue with it. This is kind of the coercion that's from what I consider the, androgynous David Bowie stuff that, was fashionable. Yeah. He then started wearing them with his shorts so that they were much more visible. This was only around the house at this point. It then progressed into me finding he had taken my maternity nightie, the one I wore when I gave birth to our baby in the hospital, a shapewear corset, and pink panties. I discovered this when he actually sent me a video of him masturbating in them. Uh, okay, and I'm not going to say this other thing that he was hitting himself, in the privates. This was when I voiced my upset at him stealing my clothing only to find he continued to do it. Did he suggest, coerce, or cajole you into sex role play? Yes, absolutely yes. I feel so much disgust and repulsion when I think about it. He made suggestions about anal play on him, but I was always say I was not comfortable until eventually in one intimate evening he begged me to put a butt plug in him. He bent himself over the sofa and spread himself open. I will spare more details. But I was so disgusted and I feel sick thinking about it. He had also so much porn of women using strap-ons on men. Oh gosh. On one occasion, I found this on his computer. I was furious as he promised me he wasn't watching anything anymore. His excuse was that he was imagining it was me doing it to him, to which I lost my calm. And she said, I don't want to do this. His face was like a sad puppy, yet he would continue to pester me in the future. See, this is how really far gone they get. Okay, number 7, not applicable. Did he defame you later? That's number 8. Yes, this is something that is hardest to discuss. There are still ongoing court proceedings right now. The relationship ended when I fled the home with our infant daughter. I was barefoot on the street calling for help. I ultimately got a non-molestation order and reported his crimes. He has since protected the order, tried to get it removed, and then actually got one to prevent me from posting on social media about him. Yeah, I can imagine that. Claiming I posted selfie online to make him jealous. The judge was sick of the amount of nonsense and irrelevant evidence he submitted, so simply agreed out of laziness. So now I have been silenced more. He has made several false allegations against me, bringing up these sexual ideas himself, and claiming I forced him. I believe he's going to do this as part of a humiliation fetish he has. He was abusive towards me physically, emotionally, sexually, and on one occasion strangled me almost to death and then raped me with our daughter in the room. I'm sorry that I have to read these details, but this is rape number 5 among 47 of us. That's a very high rate. Due to this and other things, I informed social workers I would be aiming for full custody. And he's not seen her since this time last year. He's trying to get custody, but I will not let him have access to her. Okay, did he say about the claims about, defaming you? Yes. The police ended his case because they saw her evidence. They saw that he was lying. About the physical attacks. The first time was him throwing cushions and then books at me when I was on the floor crying and clutching the baby. This is very dangerous. A baby's head has a big soft spot on the top. This is utterly unacceptable. Then another occasion when I found porn involving a kink, oh God, regarding the child, and he grabbed me from his desk and threw me to the sofa, causing bruising. He previously strangled her. I begged him in every way for him to stop, and he eventually let go at the last second. I know he nearly killed me that night, and then he raped her. He attacked the infant, shaking her leg when she was vocalizing as he tried to change her diaper. Oh, he's a sick, sick person. Thank goodness she's fine. Police were called. Investigations ongoing. Okay, I'm really glad she reported this to the police. She's never been required to call him a she. Did you lose a set of friends? Yes, and I continue to struggle with friendships due to PTSD. This is the beginning of your healing, my dear. It really is, and we're all with you. Did he start identifying as the mother? Not that she's aware of. No, mama something. He's not fully out publicly, but I believe it's a matter of time before he is. I've seen photos of him recently, and his look is becoming more and more, in quotes, feminine. Goodness. Did he co-opt your experience of childbirth? So this is number 4 of yes. Using details of labor. Yes, he often used the terminology of we when talking about my labor. Fortunately, nobody saw him as the mother, but he absolutely fetishized the idea of being the one who birthed her. He was so tired after I gave birth that he needed to sleep in my hospital bed, so I sat on a chair in the corner with our freshly born daughter as he slept. Now, why didn't the hospital staff kick him out? Um, wow. Yeah. So, Anya, you are going to heal and you are going to have our help. And after you watch this, I want you to contact me again and tell me if you think I did you justice. And then um, we'll talk about how you're going to heal, how you're going to find good friends, how you're going to take joy in raising your young daughter and protect her from all of this. Be well in mind and body always.